Back in 2016, when people actually went outside, Trump was elected president, and the Queen turned 90, the GoPro Hero 5 was released. It marked one of the biggest redesigns the GoPro Hero line had seen in a long time, and its design has carried through 2 generations now. But 2016 feels like forever ago. Is this aging Hero still worth considering today? Well, let's find out. First off, the design. Next to the previous Hero 3 or 4, the difference is immediately noticeable. The Hero 5 is smaller, more rounded, and it has a nice bright touchscreen on the back that is a major convenience for changing my settings or checking exposure and composition. But for everything else, I usually just use the GoPro's physical buttons, and that's actually easier to do on the older Hero 3 and 4 since their physical buttons are so much larger and easier to press. This is also the first GoPro to feature a USB-C port for charging and transfer. Big kudos to GoPro for being an early adopter of USB-C back in 2016. The case, or the lack thereof, is definitely another big change. Gone are the days of needing what's basically a dive housing when you're just on your bicycle, and it's been replaced with this plastic frame-like holder of sorts. It's not bad, but it is definitely a bit rough around the edges, and it kind of feels a bit on the cheap side. Personally, I think this is a great idea, but it's one that could have been executed quite a bit better. It can be difficult to get the GoPro in and out of, and if your lens gets scratched or you drop it, you can't just replace the $20 case anymore, because the GoPro itself will sustain the damage. Battery life is so-so at best, around 1.5 hours tops of continuous recording in my experience. The Hero 5 also uses a new type of battery, so if you have batteries or charging equipment from previous models of the GoPro Hero, those won't be compatible with the Hero 5 and newer. All of the internals have also been updated as well. ProTune has more dynamic range than ever, and for the first time, we have software stabilization on board. While it's not foolproof, and it's nowhere near as good as the hyper-smooth stabilization found on newer models, it is a vast step up from not having any stabilization at all. Feature-wise, there's not a whole lot that this camera lacks. It's capable of recording video in resolutions up to 4K at 30 FPS, 1080p at up to 120 FPS for slow-mo, as well as the usual complement of time-lapse and still capture. Low light quality could always be a bit better, but it's a GoPro, so we have to keep our expectations in check here. And it's at least better than the previous models that came before it. The biggest omission, in my opinion, is that there's no built-in live streaming like there is with the newer models. That said, live streaming works so terribly on the newer models that honestly, I barely even care. As an action camera, it really won't leave you wanting for anything. The build quality and ecosystem is second to none, and the video quality will put any of the cheaper Chinese action cameras that litter Amazon to shame. For the average price of about $100 that these go for nowadays, you'll be hard-pressed to find a better value for your money. Because of that, the GoPro Hero 5 Black is still easy to recommend, even today. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit like, get subscribed, and ring the bell so you get notified when I post new videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.